The Galactic Summit Hall gleamed with a sterile metallic perfection, hanging in low orbit over the neutral planet of Sevix Prime. The 1,000 delegates of the Core Coalition, High Order, and various aligned species floated in their grav thrones in concentric spirals, surrounding a single podium suspended at the heart of the chamber. Protocol demanded silence now, as the Earth representative began to speak. Ambassador Kara Miles was not what many of the galaxy expected a human envoy to look like. She wasn't muscle-bound or armored or flanked by soldiers. She stood unarmed, wrapped in a modest black suit with the Earth insignia emblazoned over her heart. But every delegate present knew the unspoken truth, that this human was perhaps the most dangerous creature in the room. "We stand here today," she began, voice strong, eyes scanning the crowd, "not as conquerors, not as vassals, not as monsters of myth. We stand as survivors of our own hell. A species born under gravity that cracked bones, atmosphere that cut lungs, predators that hunted for sport, and ice that swallowed continents. And we endured." A ripple of unease passed through the assembly. Her tone was calm, but every word landed like a weight. Kara's voice deepened. "You call her the Deathworld. You think we are a threat because we learned to survive it. But we are not here to threaten. We are here to offer peace. A hard peace, yes, but peace all the same." Just as she reached a crescendo, just as the translators began to echo her voice across 100 species frequencies, a sharp whistle cut the air. Then a bolt of plasma streaked across the room. The beam struck Kara directly in the sternum. Gasps erupted. A shriek came from one of the crowd ref, and 2 Goran guards ignited energy staves. Kara staggered. Smoke hissed from the burn in her jacket. She looked down briefly at the glowing wound where her ribs had been scorched, and then looked back up. She didn't fall. Instead, she tilted her head sideways, winced, tapped the edge of her collar to amplify her mic again, and said in the same firm tone, "As I was saying, peace demands more strength than war. It demands restraint." She took one step forward. The crowd was paralyzed. "Whoever just shot me," she said unfazed. "Thank you. You've given me a demonstration I couldn't have scripted better." Her hand pointed toward the upper right diplomatic tier. "Security, isolate that shot's origin. Podium control, give me visual on row G, tier 3. A section of the chamber was magnified on the floating projection sphere. And there he was, an Irshian noble, trembling. 8 feet tall, exoskeleton flaring, a ceremonial energy rifle still clutched in his clawed hands. His voice squealed through the translator system. I was defending our sovereignty. She threatens our order." Kara didn't blink. Without raising her voice, she said, "Walk. Down. Here." The silence was glacial. I said, "Walk." The Irshian hesitated. Then Kara started walking to him, step by steady step, blood trailing from the wound on her side, boots clicking over the shining metal floor. She didn't hurry. She didn't need to. Guards moved to intercept. But Kara raised a single hand, and they stopped. She reached the tier stairwell. The Irshian tried to retreat, but she was already at him. She grabbed the barrel of a ceremonial weapon and wrenched it from his claw with a casual motion that shouldn't have been possible, especially from a wounded diplomat. She didn't drop it. She held it by the stock like it was a child's toy and said, "This is not a symbol of your sovereignty. This is a tantrum." Then she grabbed him. The Irshian howled. With blood still seeping from her chest, Kara dragged the alien down the stairs, past stun guards, and back to the central podium like she was pulling a wayward toddler. The silence in the chamber had taken on an edge now. Shock had given way to fear. She stood again at the podium, the Irexian's arm twisted behind his back. "You wanted a demonstration of strength? Of Earth? Of Deathworlders?" she said coldly. "I don't need ships to scare you. I don't need soldiers. I don't even need to be healthy." The Irshian thrashed. Kara shoved him forward, forcing him to face the audience. "This is your idea of peace?" she asked him. "Murder before debate? Assassination in front of the council? Is that how your kind negotiates?" The Irshian hissed, "Your kind are savages." Kara stepped beside him and whispered, amplified now for all to hear. "My kind once lived through nuclear winter. My kind once stared down extinction by our own hand and chose to grow from it. What do you know of savagery, counselor? You've had peace handed to you. We earned it. She let the alien go. He collapsed, crumpling beneath the weight of the eyes staring at him. Then Kara turned to the full assembly again. Earth has no desire to rule the stars. We do not come to conquer, but we will not be cowed. Not by fear, not by force, not by assassination attempts dressed in cowardice. Security finally arrived, but she waved them off. Let him walk out of here. Let every delegate watch him go. Let them see what failure looks like, and then let us speak like the equals we claim to be. A long pause. Then, one by one, Grav thrones began to dip in silent respect. The Krix diplomat nodded, tapping his chest in a gesture of honor. The Viruli bowed their tendrils in unison. Even the ice-hearted Yoldrith buzzed their mandibles in affirmation. Kara, hands still bloodied, stood tall. This is how you negotiate with a Deathworlder, she finished, before finally allowing her knees to wobble. Medics were at her side instantly. Later, in the medical wing of the summit ship, a Zarnan journalist nervously approached her bed. Ambassador Miles, can I ask something? Sure, she muttered, sipping water through a straw. You were shot. A plasma bolt to the chest. How did you keep walking? How did you not react? Kara smiled wearily. Simple. I was busy. But the pain? She raised a brow. Do you know how many bones I've broken just climbing in Earth's gravity? Pain's an old friend. I let it wait its turn. The journalist blinked slowly, and with that, 100 reports went out across the galaxy, all broadcast with the same terrifying, awestruck headline. They shot the Earth Deathworlder mid-speech. She kept talking, then dragged the shooter to the podium. And from that day, every species in the coalition rewrote their diplomatic protocols under one golden rule. Do not interrupt a human when they're speaking.